What's up, guys? This is your boy Juju, aka Battleface TV. We are back with another video. Just came here to recap the Louisville Regional, which I got second place at. I'm very proud of how I played. I'm very proud of everything that I've done. I've worked really, really hard for this. I played this deck for 6 months, and it was about time I finally got my first regional top. Top 4 nonetheless. After getting day 2 at Richmond, I feel like I'm on a tear. Bro, I think the next few regionals, I'm just gonna take by storm. I don't know, man. I don't know, but just shout outs before we get into the deck profile and my matchups and stuff like that. Shout out God, shout out my family. Without those, I wouldn't be here today. Shout out my team, Team Interstellar. Those guys really accelerated my growth. They were telling me after the YCS, because I wanted to play something else. They were like, "No, play the deck, play the deck. Just keep playing it. You're really good with the deck. You've mastered all its ins and outs, stuff like that." So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna stick with the deck. Shout out my girlfriend Allison. Thank you, baby, so much for always being by my side. Thank you especially for letting me go to YCS Richmond. I really appreciate it. Also, shout out very specifically Alex Monlack. Shout out Zach. Shout out Nick. Shout out Noah. Shout out those guys for just being such a huge support and always having my back. Very specific shout outs. One, shout out my boy Jorge. He's from Michigan. He's the one who was trying to convince me to play 3 Lunalight Fusion in the deck and Foolish Burial Goods and all this. Shout out him he was my main person when it came to talking about the deck. Also, shout out Carey Choice. That's my main Lunalight testing partner who I talk theory with. Just for FYI, I built the top 8 list that he got at the Lansing Regional. I built 90% of that list. And he went on to get, I believe it was 7th. I'm very proud of the guy. Also, shout out Ahmed. Those 3 have been my main talking points about how to build the deck. And shout out Tim McMillan for letting me borrow your impulses. Shout out BGMX. Shout out those guys for always roasting me, always clowning me. And last but not least, huge shout out to DB Grinder. You put a very massive chip on my shoulder by posting that pack video and that second video. And yeah, it's just paid off. But without further ado, let's get right into it. I have my matchups pulled up right here. Round 1, I played against Radiant Typhoon Fiendsmith. I won 2-0. Game 1, I ashed his Requiem and he passed. No, I ashed his. I think I ashed Requiem, and then he didn't have any way to get to Corsair or anything. And then game 2, I just blew him out with Heavy Poly. Round 2, I played against Pure Branded. I won the die roll, but I bricked. This was the only time I drew unplayable. But I did have a Charmy to stop him from killing me. I had Charmy Droplet, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna Droplet, negate the Albaz that way, because he has to send something off the field with the Ecclesia Synchro, and I just used Heavy Poly as this comeback card. Game 2, I just could not break his board, and then game 3, I just set up the full board and he conceded. Round 3, I played against Radiant Typhoon. We had a bit of a ruling question because I'm chewing through his board. He has 1 unknown set, and I didn't know if he had the trap in the access or not. I assumed it was the trap, and my brain thought that, oh, he can't use the trap at the same time he uses MST, but apparently you can. So I got that ruling wrong. I was losing that game regardless, because if he had the trap face up, I was still losing. I was just never activating Heavy Poly, but yeah. But then game 2, I set up 1 Lagger Pass because I thought he had Lava Golem. Turns out he didn't. He just die-fied me, and I'm like, what? I was so caught off guard by the die-fi because I didn't want to use Silverhound Spell Trap Negate on die-fi of all things. Because if he had another one, I just giga fucking lose. So I just chose not to use it. I did get Lava Golem because I was trying to push for game, but I got Lava Golem, but he had no follow-up. So I was like, okay, I just win. And then game 3, he just conceptually bricked, and I broke the board and killed him. Round 4, I played against Draco Tail. Game 1, I had Ash Droplet to be Flame Sting, so I was chilling. And then game 2, I had Bell Impulse to be Flame Femina. So I was like, I'm chilling. Round 5 had to be the funniest matchup of the entire day. I played against the mirror match. He won the die roll. He went first. He set up the full board and passed. I'm like, okay. I just activated Lunalight Fusion, summoned Leo Dancer, went to the battle phase and broke his board. And then went main phase 2 because he didn't put up Baguska. So I'm like, cool, main phase 2. And then we got into this weird grind where like I could not draw a starter for my life. But like he had like no names in deck. Like the branded deck plays like 6 names in the extra, and he went through all 6 like that turn 1. So I like he had a board of like Dugaris, Kaleido Chick, and a Black Sheep in defense. So I just like sat an Ash Blossom and passed. And, like he got walled by an Ash Blossom until I drew an actual starter. And then game 2, I just blew him out with double Heavy Poly into normal summon Gold Leo. That's all I can say. It was freaking broken. Round 6, I played against Radiant Typhoon. He won the die. Mind you, I only won my first 2 die rolls. I lost everything else. He won the die roll. Chose to go first. He set up like the full board. I didn't expect. Yeah, he just played pure Radiant Typhoon. So I just didn't see, like, I thought he wasn't playing Fiendsmith at all, but I couldn't break the board. Game 2, I set up Liger Pass, and I just, like, killed him from there. And then, and I had Droll, so Droll really helped in that matchup too. And then game 3, this is where I messed up. I have double Perulia, Tenki, and Ash Bell. So I double Perulia him, and he just passes on set 2. I'm like, okay. Well, this Pankratops is clearing, like, the 1 card, and I cleared, like, a Droplet. So I'm like, okay, I just need him to not have Droplet here. And he went, I summoned Gold Leo. He went Droplet, pitch a spell. I'm like, great. I love my life. So I just punched, and he passed. I ashed the Vision because he had 2 cards in hand at this point. He went Special Swen effect. He searched the Radiant Typhoon Vision. I thought he would search Chant to search a monster, but he didn't. So he went Vision to draw, and I ashed it, and he just passed. But I also drew, like, no play. And here's where I think I could have won the game. Because my top deck was Black Sheep. If it got back to my turn, my top deck was Black Sheep. So if I set Bell and I pass, he has, like, no way to play. He has, like, Fiendsmith. Because, like, I had to ask for the Requiem. And I would have been fine. He would have had no board presence, nothing like that. So I could go Black Sheep, add back Gold Leo, normal Gold Leo. He have Ash, but at least I'd have like a play, you know. Because he could go Special Swen search, Special Eldum search Crocea, Tribute Summon Crocea, and I Bell the Crocea. Now we're in like a fine spot to where we're in a top deck war, and my top decks beat his top decks because my top decks are more impactful. But that's on me. Round 7, I played against Draco Telmagistus. The Zorora Synchro just like invalidates his entire deck. So I just happened to open I opened Heavy Poly, Ash, and like 3 names. So I just made Liger. And then I normal summoned Gold Leo, and I summoned Emerald Bird from my deck, and I discarded the Dead Perfume, and I drew into Droplet. I'm like, oh god, yes. No, not Perfume. It was like a used Silverhound, because I had used Silverhound before. And I just discarded Silverhound, drew into Droplet, and I was like, Battle Phase, Damage Step, Droplet the Zorora Synchro, so I don't have to deal with it again. And then I passed because I couldn't kill him. He wasn't dead, but he just couldn't out tower 2 bodies. He could out like Gold Leo because he just shuffled it back into the deck, and then he just couldn't out Liger. And then last round I played against Elf Note Fiendsmith. I asked the Power Patron and he passed because he wasn't playing like I don't think he saw Medius until game 2. But I did get Nibiru'd at some point. I was like, okay, and I just killed him through it. Game 2, I messed up. He activated Theater Realize, which says your opponent looks at the top card of your deck, not you. So I looked and I was like, my hand was like semi-ass. It was like 2 names, but no way to a poly spell. I looked at the top card. It was Black Sheep. I was like, fuck, I have to concede because I wasn't supposed to look. So I just ended up conceding. And then and then game 3, I just made full boarding and conceded. And I got second place. So let's get into the deck list. Fairly standard, 3 gold Leo. I chose to bump up Fractal once again because MST is a card that said you play 4 continuous spells in your deck. MST says no. So Fractal is very important being at 3, 2 Silverhound, 2 Collider Trick, 2 Black Sheep. I was toying around with 3 Black Sheep for a while. I sided the 3rd, but I decided not to just because Black Sheep isn't really like a starter. It's more of an extender in your hand. So, yeah. 1 Martin, 1 Bird, 2 Pendulums. The Bird was the MVP out of the monster lineup because my names kept getting banished. So I just kept dumping Bird to bring them back and making them live. Tenki, Masquerade, 2 Perfume, Foolish. This was the best card in my main deck all weekend. Resolving this card felt so broken because I had this and any combination of 3 names, which is like, I think like a 30% chance to happen. So I just made a Liger and I just got like 3 chain links for free. It was broken. And then Poly, you have to play it because Black Sheep. And then non-engine, 3 Ash, 3 Four, 3 Impulse, 3 Droplet, and 3 Heavy Poly. Fairly standard. If you're not playing main deck and you Heavy Poly, I don't know why you're not. This card says literally E-Telly Lunalight Liger Dancer for free. This card, all this card should say is summon Liger Dancer for free. Well, for 7,500 life points. And then extra deck, 2 Liger, 2 Leo, 2 Perfume Dancer. This is how you win the mirror match because Liger Dancer says it's unaffected by everything except Lunalight cards, and this is a Lunalight card, and they can't Raigeki your board. So you can just go punch, damage step, effect, nuke the board, and then they just have no follow-up. 2 Perfume Dancer. This is also how you out a Liger Dancer because you can Liger send this, lower everything's attack, and just go punch, punch. 1 Panther, you need it to make Leo, and then 1 Saber. Brotherhood, the 5 Fist Tiger King, Boguska, and Dugaris are the Xyz. I might mess around with a small Fiendsmith engine in this deck, low key, just to give it like a little more push. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. And then 1 Amirage, IP, SP, Cross Sheep. IP was never made. Amirage was never made. Dugaris was never made, but I have to keep it in because of the draw line, and then Tiger. I made Tiger King in combo every time, but yeah, side deck 3 Perulia, 2 Penker Tops, 2 Bell, and then 2 Droll to round out the monsters. These all did well. Perulia was only sided. Perulia was actually the card I sided in the most, just because I played against so many Radiant Typhoon. Penker Tops was okay. Typically, if I'm siding it in Penker Tops, I side out Impulse because I learned the hard way that if Penker Tops is in your deck, you can't use Impulse. You can't use Pank and Impulse in the same game. Unless if you use Impulse from hand. 2 Bell, 2 Droll. These were fine. Droll wasn't really... Like, my siding patterns were a little bit awkward against Dragotail going first, because I'd side in the Masquerade... let's finish the side deck and I'll talk about it. 3 Double Cyclone, 1 Masquerade. The Masquerade was to improve consistency, because you play 11 with 1 card starters. This bumps it up to 12, which is an 87% chance you're playing the game going first. And then 1 Duster, 1 Call By. You need this for going generically, and then you need this just to stop Shifter. But against Dragotail, my siding patterns were a little bit awkward, because I'd have obviously I want to take out 6 cards, and I'd put in Bell, Masquerade, Called By, and then I just have 2 draw, and it's like, this feels so bad. But like the logic was I can just draw myself and do the Dugaris line while giving them like no draws. So that was the logic behind that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys at YCS Columbus, the Columbus Regional, and I believe I may be going to the Lansing Regional. I'm not 100% sure, but if I am, I'll see you guys there. Peace out.